Hello everyone, I'm just setting up the other camera, so bear with me a second. Is that working? Yes I am. Hello Martin. Right, I'm just setting up the zoom. Here we go. Okay, so for anyone that would like feedback from our apprentices, you can go onto Zoom. There's a code on our Fight Right page, which means you can log in and the students will give you feedback. Oh, I'm just trying to connect here. Brilliant. Yes, so if you go onto Zoom, the students, the apprentices are there to give you feedback. Hello everyone on Zoom. Nice to see you again. Hello Martin. Right, so yes, we have students and apprentices on Zoom. If you log into the Zoom with the code that's on our Fight Right page, they'll be there to teach you. Hello Jill. Oh, there we go. How are you doing?
I'm not sure why I'm sideways, but hey-ho.
So today we are going to be looking at footwork. We spent the last 6 weeks, I think it is now, looking at working with the hands, working with different weapons, drills with the hands. But of course, the lower part of your body is probably one of the most important parts. Sorry, just accepting more people. One of the most important parts because it keeps you balanced, it keeps you centered. I'm just going to turn the zoom down a little bit just so it doesn't interfere too much with everyone on Facebook. I'm going to be angling the camera down, so you may not see my face for the majority of the class, so it might be a benefit for you. For everyone on Facebook, I was made aware last week, I did know this but I forgot, that the camera flips me round. So when I was talking about my right, it was actually showing you my left and it looked a little bit confusing. So what I'll do today is I'll endeavour to do it on the opposite. So when I'm talking about my right, it will look correct to everyone on Facebook. Everyone on Zoom, if you mirror me, so when my left foot's forwards, this is my left leg, I'll be talking about that as my right foot. So if you mirror it, then that should make sense to everyone. So I'm just going to angle the camera down slightly, so hopefully everyone can see. Check I've got enough space. Yes, good. So I've just realised I've got Nerf guns in the background. I was playing Nerf with my little girls earlier, so weapons are always around a fight teacher and fight director's house. So I've got a little prop with me. I brought my quarterstaff. Doesn't matter if you don't have anything, but if you've got anything like a staff or a broom handle or a rope or some LX tape or anything you can stick to the floor, it's just useful when doing footwork to have it as a guide. So I'm just going to lay this down here. Can you all see that? Yes, you can. I'm going to lift this slightly, lower that slightly. There we go. So you should all be able to see the stick here. Okay, so footwork. Again, like with everything, different teachers have different styles. I like to always teach footwork with coming up with a generic form which everyone can kind of work with, and then they can adapt when they get comfortable with their own style, and they can do what they want with it. I like to have a nice wide base. I think it gives you better balance, and if you're working in the theatre, it opens out your targets more to your opponents, so everyone in the theatre, no matter where they're sat, can see where the attacks are coming in for. Now, other teachers, depending when you're moving on to specific weapons, they'll make that footwork slightly narrower and maybe truer to a fencing style. But I always maintain when you're training, you should always train correctly and using that technique in its raw sense. So I always start with a nice wide base. So what I'm using this for here, you can either have one or you can have two sticks, and they're there as just a guide. My feet should never be narrow, so I should never have my left foot behind my right foot. Sorry, I said I'm going to mirror this. So my left foot should never be behind my right foot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to straddle this pole here. So as you can see, the pole is going straight between my legs. The idea being is my left foot should never be over, sorry, my right foot should never be over this side, and vice versa. This should never come over here also. So we're in this nice strong position. So what I'd like you to do is just start with your feet in an L shape. Right foot facing forward, left foot facing to the side. You're going to take a nice big step forward with your right foot and half a step to the side with your left foot, and you're going to bend your legs. Now I like to work on the premise that if we train hard, when it comes to fighting we can relax. So I'm going to bend my legs more than I need to. I want to be in this low squat position. That way, when I relax, I will naturally start to rise and I'm in a good fighting position. If I start with lazy legs, so my legs aren't overly bent, as soon as I relax, I'm going to come up into a straight leg and I'm going to lose my balance and have less flexibility when it comes to movement. The important thing with my back leg is that I keep my hip open. I want my knees going over my toes, so I'm in a strong position here. If I just come into camera so you can see, if I don't do that, if I turn sideways, if I allow my knee to drop and close my hip in, there's pressure on the outside of my knee, and any excess pressure there can pop my knee out of its socket. So you always want to open that out so my knees are in line with my toes. Hope that all makes sense. So, for a lot of you, this is going to be the basics. You're going right back to basics. I don't mean to teach you how to suck eggs. We were talking about that earlier with the apprentices. A lot of you may know what you're doing, but it's always good to go back to the start, make sure you know exactly what it is you're doing, that you haven't picked up any bad habits on the way. So we've got nice low legs here, an advance and a retreat. Can you all hear me okay? Yeah, good. I'm quite far away from the camera and my little girls are playing in the garden, so if you can't hear, just shout. Okay, so I've got nice bent legs here. Advance, retreat, I'm moving forward and I'm moving backwards. The purpose of an advance is I'm attacking, I need to move forward. So there's no point doing this tiny little step forward. It needs to be a big step, it needs to drive forward with intention. I'm going to move my front leg first, which is the right foot. I'm going to take a big step forward and then my back foot rejoins the same distance apart. So I'm still either side of this central line here. I'm not allowing my knees to drop in, and on each step I'm not allowing my feet to get closer and closer. You shouldn't end up in this weird position at the end of it. We always end up in that strong, nice bent position. So for as far forward as your front foot moves, your back foot moves the exact same distance. So if you go back and do that again, we have advance, 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 advance. And if we retreat, we move our back foot first. Retreat, 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 retreat. Now, as I'm doing this, if you just turn your torso so your shoulders are facing forward, imagine you've got some mag lights or torches on your shoulder, and those torches are always facing forward. Never allow the torches to move over to the side. Another way you can help yourself is if you have your hands out in front as you're doing this, just as a trial, make sure your fingertips are level. If you start to twist your body, you'll notice one arm comes back further. So we keep this nice and strong. So we're here, let's do that again. Advance, advance, advance. And retreating, retreat, retreat, retreat. Good, once more. Advance, advance, advance. And 3 back. Retreat, retreat, retreat. Well done. Now you need to make sure those movements, so I'm just crouching down so I'm in camera shot. You need to make sure those movements are smooth, that you're not up and down. So I'm just checking some messages. Ah, hello everyone watching. Oh, Emily, I think is trying to access the Zoom. Oh no, she's not. Okay, Emily's there. Emily's on Facebook. Hello, Emily. Okay, so I don't want you going up. So as you take a step forward, your head shouldn't rise and drop down. You shouldn't be doing this bouncing movement. It should be smooth and it should be coming straight forward. Imagine you're balancing a book or a tray on your head. So as we're moving back, 1, 2, 3, coming forward, 1, 2, 3. Don't check your position as you're doing the movements, but once you've finished, hold your position, don't drop out of it, hold the position without moving your body. Just kind of check that your legs are still bent, that you're not leaning forward, that weight is evenly distributed, you're not more weight on your front or more weight on your back. Make sure you've got a nice, strong stance. So let's just do those advance and retreats once more. 3 forward, 3 back. Advance, 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 and retreat, retreat, retreat. Good. You should start to feel a burn in your thighs. If you're not feeling that burn, okay, I know we haven't been doing it for long, but if you're not feeling a burn there, bend a little bit more. Get your legs working. If you work them hard now, when it comes to putting this into application and with the fighting, it becomes a lot easier for you. Okay, Good, right, now let's move on. I'm going to go through quite a few different techniques today in footwork, just clarifying some of the techniques and some of the terminology that we use. Next one we're going to do is a passing step. This is a single passing step. So I'm changing my lead foot. At the minute I've got my right foot forward, my left foot back. When I do a single passing step forward, my back foot, so my left leg, comes through to the front. And it is a forward and backwards direction. So I drive the movement forward and then I realign my feet. So my left foot is in front and my toes are facing forward. My right foot is to the back and my right foot is facing the side. If I do another single passing step, again I take my back foot and it comes through to the front. My shoulders are staying square. So if I've got these mag lights, they're not doing this. As I'm moving, it's coming straight forward, straight back. So let's do that again. Right foot forward. Again, if it helps, drive with the hips, drive with the pelvis. So it's this direct forward movement. Don't fall into this bad habit that a lot of people do, and that's by pivoting on their front foot. You shouldn't be doing this, okay? As soon as I do this, I've taken my foot over to the wrong side of the line, okay? And I've also now got both feet facing the side, and I'm facing this direction. I should be facing the front. So keep that drive forward and backwards. So let's do that again. Right foot forward, left foot back, single passing step, drive forward. Bent leg still, nice and low, feel that burn. Single passing step forward. One more, single passing step forward. Good, see how we're nice and low. If you want to at this point, make sure you don't lean when you do this, but just check your legs. Does that feel right? If it doesn't look right, alter your positioning. See how that feels differently and then get that feeling into your head so you know how your body feels when you're doing it correct. We're now going to single pass step back. So my back foot is coming back, or sorry, my front foot is moving to the back, and now my new front foot coming to the back, and one more coming to the back. So they are single passing steps. Give me a thumbs up on Facebook if you're all okay and you know what's going on. Everyone on Zoom okay? Fantastic, good. Let's do that again. Right foot forward, left foot back. Single passing step forward. Single passing step forward. So I've now got my right foot in front again. Retreat. So not a single passing step. Morgan, you did a single passing step. Single passing step back. Advance. Advance. Single passing step back. Retreat. Retreat. Single passing step forward. Single passing step forward. Retreat. Retreat. Check where you are in relation to this line. Am I still centre? That should be nice and centred to me. What's quite nice about using a broomstick or a quarterstaff, which I'm doing, is if you go wrong and you stand on it, you know about it, okay? So it's kind of harsh teaching, but you learn quickly, okay? So let's just go over those once more. Right foot forward. If you want to have your hands in front, you can as well. If you want them in a neutral, that's fine. Advance. Advance. Single passing step forward. Retreat. Retreat. Single passing step back. Single passing step forward. Single passing step forward. Retreat. Retreat. Single passing step back. Good. Shake your legs out. They must be burning. Burning, burning, burning. Fantastic. Everyone good? Excellent. Right. Okay. Double passing steps. Haven't done double passing steps yet. So we're now going to move on to double passing steps. As the title suggests, it's 2 steps, but the title is important. It's a passing step. And what that implies and what you must do is you must pass each foot one in front of the other. It's not about bringing your heels to heels, which a lot of people do, okay? So, first and foremost, a double passing step isn't 2 single passing steps. On a single passing step, once I've done the step, I realign my feet. So my new front foot is facing forward and my back foot is facing the side. On a double passing step, I don't realign, so I'm making 2 steps. So my back foot moves in front, and then my new back foot moves in front. So it's 2 steps, but I'm ending up with the same foot in front, so that foot stays facing forward, okay? Same when you go back. I take it back, and I take it back, 2 steps. So there's no realigning of feet. There's no need to change that direction of foot, okay? So double passing step forward, 1, 2. Double passing step back, 1, 2. Double passing step forward, 1, 2. Single passing step back, advance, retreat, retreat. I've just got someone I've got to introduce you to. Come here. Oh, she got nervous. Come here. Come on. Oh. Emily's watching the class. Say hello, everyone.
Hello.
And here, oh, come here, gorgeous. 1, 2, 3. And here's Hannah as well. I've got my 2 young apprentices with me, and they're working hard with their mummy in the garden, practicing all of these techniques. Oh, there you go. Go back to mummy. Good girl. Okay, so double passing step. Like I said, the back foot must pass in front of the front foot to start with. It's about covering a lot of distance. So there's no point doing a half-hearted step. This step needs to cover a lot of distance as far as you can. So it drives forward. I'm stepping as far forward as it was behind, and then I rejoin that front foot in. So it gives me a chance to cover a lot of ground. If you're hardly moving, if you're only doing a little double passing step, there's no point doing it. It's about driving that fight forward. It's about driving the intention. When you're doing a double passing step back, again, someone's swinging a big broadsword at you or moving at you with another weapon. It's about gaining that distance and giving yourself that space then to re-attack. So, going back, right foot forward, left foot. If you've got a quarterstaff, or if you've got a broom handle and you're doing this, in one double passing step, you should be clearing that staff. So as we're here, if I do my double passing step, I've got to the end of the staff by the time I've done that step. Again, going backwards, double passing step back, I'm at the end of it again. So you've got to let it drive you, you've got to let it cover distance as you're doing it. So, here we go. Oops, got a chair there. Let's move that. So here we go. Double passing step forward. Double passing step back. Advance. Advance. Single passing step forward. Single passing step back. Double passing step forward. Retreat. Retreat. Single passing step back. Double passing step forward. Retreat. Retreat. Single passing step back. Retreat. There we go. Shake your legs out. Remember, if you're not feeling the burn, you are not working hard enough. Bend those legs. How are we on Zoom? Are legs burning? Yeah? Good. If they're not, work harder. Phil's disappeared. I can only see a little outline of a fake figure instead of Phil. Personally, I think it's an improvement. Everyone on Facebook doing well. Kev's back. Nice to see you again, sir. Thanks for joining in. Right. Okay, so we've done our advances, we've done our retreats, single passing forward and back, and double passing step forward and back, okay? Now I'm going to move on to some of the footwork that we normally look at later on, after a few weeks. Those ones that I've just done now, the advances, single passing and double passing, they are your core footwork. They are the techniques that you have to know inside out, back to front. You need to make sure that technique is good. You need to make sure you're aligned correctly. Make sure your knees aren't dropping in. If your knees are dropping in, you're not in a strong position. Open out the hips. You can't really see what I'm doing. Open out the hips. So you're opening here, so your knees are pushing back, and that is giving you a strong base. My knees are directly above my feet. I'm not dropping them in here. This is weak. This is dangerous, okay? Open it out, both legs, okay? So they're your core techniques. If you're not stable on your feet, if you're not secure and when you're moving, you shouldn't be holding a weapon. Because if you're concentrating on that weapon, or if you're concentrating on your feet, should I say, and you're swinging a weapon around as well, you're going to cause damage, whether it be to a building or whether it be to an opponent, and you don't want either. So get your footwork secure, get your footwork safe, and then you'll be good. Right, moving on. So we're now going to look at lateral steps, and we're going to look at traverses, and then we're going to look at demi-voltes, and then that's it for today. So we've got three more footwork techniques to look at. Next week we'll be putting a sword in our hand. Okay, so make sure between this week and next week you've got those leg work techniques nice and strong. So lateral step. Best way to describe a lateral step is, or the way I would describe it in class, is think of an advance and a retreat, but you're going to the side. You're either going to your left or you're to your right. When you advance, if I've got my right foot in front and I advance, I lead with my front foot. So my front foot moves, then my back foot moves. If I retreat, which is going backwards, my back foot moves first and then my front foot. So when I lateral step to the right, the first foot to move is my right foot and then my left foot joins. If I'm lateral stepping to the left, my left foot first and then my right foot. It doesn't matter which one's in front, it's the direction that you're going in. So when I'm forward, it's my front foot that leads. When I'm going backwards, it's my back foot that leads. When I'm going to the right, it's my right foot that leads. And when I'm going to the left, it's my left foot that leads. Again, apologies on Facebook. I know this is the other way around, so I'll remember to do this the opposite way around. So, right foot is in front. We've got this guide here in the middle, which I've spoken about not crossing. We are going to cross it this time because the idea of a lateral step is moving the line. So here is our line of fight at the moment. I'm going to actually cross that line. I'm going to get out of the way. So a lateral step, right foot forward, left foot back. Lateral step to the right. So just in case someone's camera is different, this is the right, this is the left. It's confusing me. Everyone on Zoom, you understand what I'm doing. I'm reversing it. So Facebook is working correctly, I hope. Okay, so I'm going to lateral step to my right. So I'm going to lead by taking a step with my right foot and then my left foot follows. So I'm here. So I've stepped into the right part of my fighting line. I've moved out of the way. So if an attack is coming straight for me, whether it's a cut down to my head or a thrust coming in here, I'm going to move off. I'm laterally moving. I'm moving to the right. Okay? When I lateral step to the left, again, I'm going to lead with my left foot. So I'm going to take a step with my left foot and then let my right foot follow. So left, then right. Okay? Now, it doesn't matter which foot is in front. It's always the direction that you're moving in. So if I switch feet, I'm still going to lead with my right foot or my left foot. Okay? So, similar to advance and retreats, except for the lateral step is to either side. So let's try all of those together. Fighting stance, nice bent legs, shoulders square, mag lights on your shoulders facing forward. Open out your knees, open out the hip. Advance, advance, retreat, retreat. Single pass step forward, single passing step back, double passing step forward, double passing step back, lateral step to the right, lateral step to the left. There we go. We all good? Thumbs up on Facebook, please. Shares, likes and all that malarkey that I don't really understand. All good? Yep, yo Kev, good to see you, mate. Lovely, nice students joining on Facebook as well. Excellent. Any questions on Zoom? I feel like I'm talking a lot this week. It's like I'm on go fast. I'm just blurting it all out there. Right, okay. So let's see, what time are we on? 23 minutes past. Good, good. Traverses. Now, there's a lot of controversy, or I think there's a lot of controversy in traverses. The way I teach them is a step in mainly six directions. Got front right, you've got right, and you've got back right. You've got back left, left, and front left. And that's how I would teach my traverse, and I'll demonstrate that in a moment. In fencing terms, the lateral step is what would quite often get used as the traverse move. So terminology does change. For the benefit of my classes, this is how I teach it. The traverse I would liken to a lunge, but it's going in an avoidance step, or it could be a reach around step. So I can be attacking on it to reach around with the attack as well. So let me demonstrate rather than trying to explain it, which can be confusing. Okay, right foot is in front, left foot is to the back. When I'm going to traverse front right, I'm going to take a step with my right foot in a forward diagonal direction. I straighten out my back leg and my right leg is bent facing this way. Now, often students say to me, well, what do you do with your hands? It completely depends on what's going on with the choreography, okay? If I've got a broadsword and the attack is coming down here, I could do a hanging parry. I could be attacking, I could be coming around with a small sword. It completely depends, so don't worry too much. If you don't have a weapon and it's avoidance, I'd probably bring my hands up to block it here. Don't worry too much about what it is you're doing with your arms. That will depend on the choreography and the style of fighting that you're doing. We're just concentrating on the legs today. So, traverse front right. I'm going to take a step with my right foot in this forward diagonal direction to here. And make sure you are taking a step. Again, my knee shouldn't be pointing out over my toes. I should be in a nice strong position. This way, if I need to get back quickly, I can just push and I'm back again. If I don't take a step and I just lean, my knees are over my toes, which are dangerous. My weight is falling forward, and to push back is really hard work. Okay, take that step. You want to get out of the way. Okay? Now, that's traversing front right. To traverse right, because my right foot is in front, I've actually got to move it back slightly. And again, this is a common error that I see when I'm watching people fighting. Okay, so I've got to take this foot. I'm going to the right, so I'm here. This is a straight line coming across here. Because your right foot is in front, often people just move their right foot to the side, which means I'm actually kind of going on a front right traverse here. It's not a true right. My right foot should be next to my left foot. So there's a straight line there. Coming back. Okay? So, we have front right and back. We have right and back. We have back right, so I'm taking it behind, coming this way and back. We've then got back left, return, back right, sorry, left, return, I'm losing all point of direction, and forward left to here, and return. Okay, so each time I'm returning to my neutral position. Again, choreography might deem you return in a different position. So I may have come to here, and I then may be recovering, coming offline. Again, it all depends on your choreography. So, everyone together. I'm out of breath through talking rather than working, weirdly. Okay, so right foot is front, left foot is back. Don't mind what you do with your hands, out in front, you can be in a guard, I don't mind. We're going to go in our front right traverse, and we're going to recover. To the right, recover. Back right, recover. Back left, recover. Left, recover. Front left, and recover. Advance, advance. Retreat, retreat. Single passing step. Single passing step forward, sorry. Single passing step back. Single passing step back. Double passing step forward. Double passing step back. Lateral step to the right. Lateral step to the left. Hold your position. How do you feel? Can you feel the burn? Are your knees open? Is your torso upright or is it leaning forward? Is weight distributed evenly? Have a quick look if it helps. If you've got a mirror, even better. Then shake your legs out. Whew. Feeling the burn, feeling the burn. Good, right, we've got a few more minutes left. So I'm gonna now go over what I deem probably the most complicated, which is the demi-volte. And it's not necessarily the most complicated, it's just that it gets confused quite a lot. So, the demi-volte. We are altering the line of defence or the line of attack, depending which way you want to look at it. Our front at the minute has always been to the camera, okay? This is my front. This is going to really confuse me as well because I'm changing the names of my feet, so see how I cope with this, okay? So, at the moment, I'm facing the camera, and a demi-volte is going to change the direction of the said person by 90 degrees. So, I will either end up facing this way, or I will end up facing this way. What is important is at all times you keep your eyes up. If you don't keep your eyes up and you look down at your feet, you'll either overturn or you'll underturn. So keep that eye line up nice and high. Now I'm going to go through the technique, then I'm going to talk about left and right afterwards, okay? So, going back to our line here. My right foot is in front, my left foot is behind, okay? So this is my right foot in front. So I'm going to demi-volte to the left. I'll explain that later. So when I'm demi-volteing, it goes in two directions. This foot here, which is going to move, comes backwards and then across. So my right foot is in front, I'm demi-volteing to the left, so it comes back, I'm breaking this down, I wouldn't stop here, and then it goes 90 degrees to the side and I turn. So I'm here. My foot position is the same distance, so I end up with a nice, good, strong stance like I was when I was facing forward. This time though, my right foot is now behind and my left foot is forward. So we'll do that again. Right foot in front. Oh, so I've just had a Zoom warning coming up saying only 10 minutes left. So, right foot is in front, left foot behind. I'm going to bring the right foot back and then across, and I'm going to turn, keeping my eye line up so I know how far I've turned. When you put it together, it becomes one movement. It's here, okay? So don't have the bounce. Don't go step, step. It's one movement, but the direction is back and across. Everyone good with that? I hope so, because there's more to come. Right, change your feet. My left foot is in front, okay? I'm now going to traverse, I'm now going to demi-volte on the opposite side. So my left foot is in front. I'm confusing myself now, which is my left and right. My left foot is in front. I'm going to traverse, demi-volte, dearie me, it's a long day. Demi-volte into this side of the fight. So my left foot is going to come back and it's going to come across. So we're doing exactly the same as what we've just done before. Back and across. Turning 90 degrees, but this time on the opposite. And my footwork again, same stance, strong stance, nice wide stance. Okay, and we've got good balance here as well. So I'm going to change here. So, back and across, back and across. Nice and easy. Going to change back to the first way we did it. So our right foot is in front, left foot is behind, and I'm going to demi-volte to this side. So my front foot comes back and across to here, like we've done. Now, if I want to demi-volte to this side, but my other foot is in front, I still think in my head back and across. It's just that my right foot has already come back. So now all I need to do is step it straight across. I've done the same move, I've just cut out that first element. It just comes straight across. Yeah? This, having something in the way here is very good. A lot of people tend to drag their feet. That slows your movement down, it shows bad technique. Having something here on the floor means you're having to lift your foot. Albeit very little, you don't want to be doing this weird step, but you do have to lift your foot as you're stepping. Never drag the feet. If I change it, right foot's in front, left foot's behind, I'm demi-volteing this way. My left foot has already come back, so now all it's going to do is move to the side. Okay, once more, so we're here, left foot is back, moves to the side, and I turn 90 degrees into the sun. Fantastic. So that's the technique, but I'm now going to talk about left and right. Is everyone happy with the technique? Everyone on Zoom good? Yep, thumbs up, thumbs up. Everyone on Facebook good? Stick your thumbs up. Hi Lisa. God, every week I'm getting committee members watching. This is nerve-wracking. Okay, good. Right, everyone's happy. Fantastic. So just to finish off, I'm going to talk about left and right, which people get very confused when it comes to the demi-volte. Don't think about the direction that you're looking. Think about the direction of the line that you're moving into. And I'll explain what I mean. Okay? So, here I've got my centre line. Just reminding everyone for Facebook, because it mirrors it, this is my right leg, this is my left leg, when in actual fact it's the other way around. So, this is my right, okay? So, when I lateral step to the right, I move to the right of this line. When I traverse, front right for example, I move my body into the right side of this line here, okay? So when I demi-volte to the right, I move my left foot, and I move my left foot Because I'm moving my body into the right side of this line, okay? So even though I'm turning to my left, I'm looking to my left, my body is moving into the right side. So I move into the right, hence I've done demi-volte to the right. If I demi-volte to the left, I move my right foot, because it's in front, comes back and across, and I've moved into the left hemisphere here, okay? Once more. So, right foot is in front, left foot is behind, okay? So I'm going to demi-volte, moving my right foot back and across, and I've moved into the left side. If I want to demi-volte to the right, my left foot is already back, so it comes across here. Good. I hope that makes sense. Any confusion with Zoom, guys? We all good? Right. So we're going to recap very quickly. What I want you to take from this is train hard, fight easy. So when you're training, bend your legs more than you would so. Make sure you can feel it in your joints, feel it in your knees. Make sure you're opening out at your hips so you can really feel that technique and you're working it. When you think that you're at the height that you need to be to fight, squat down that little bit lower, okay, so you can feel it and you're working your body. Then when you fight and you relax, you'll rise up into a good position and you won't be fighting straight-legged. So, train hard, fight easy, remember that. Think about your balance, think about your central line, making sure that you're never crossing that line. The biggest thing that we see when we're examining and when we're watching fights is people's feet crossing the line. Okay, if there's an obstacle there, you're going to trip on it, which is why I like to use the quarterstaff, because if I go wrong, I hurt myself, and that's the best way for me to learn. Not necessary for everyone, but for me it is. Okay, so make sure you've got something physical that you can see when you're training, whether it be a mirror or whether you're drawing guidelines on the floor. And when you finish a few of the technique, check back, make sure you haven't moved off position. And if you have, go back and do it again until you're consistently keeping those straight lines, keeping your feet on the 2 train tracks, which is how I describe it in my class. Keep your feet on those 2 train tracks, so you're coming forward and you're back, and whatever the technique is, you're always returning to that line, okay? So let's quickly recap everything. So, right foot forward, left foot back. Don't mind what you do with your arms for now. You can pretend you've got a sword, or as it's May the 6th today, and a couple of days ago was Star Wars Day, imagine you've got that lightsaber. I don't mind. Maybe you've actually got a lightsaber in your hand and you're swinging it around. Doesn't matter. Okay, so we're here. Right foot forward, left foot back. Advance, advance. Retreat, retreat. Single passing step forward, single passing step forward, single passing step back, single passing step back. Double passing step forward, double passing step back. Lateral step to the right. Lateral step to the left. I feel like I'm doing a modern dance. Traverse front, right. Recover. Traverse right. Recover. Traverse back right. Recover. Traverse back left. Recover. Traverse left. Recover. Traverse front left. Recover. Demi-volte to the left. Recover. Demi-volte to the right. Recover. Switch your feet. Demi-volte to the left. Recover. Demi-volte to the right. And recover. Good. Hopefully your thighs are burning. Tomorrow you should feel a nice burn in your thighs. If you don't feel a nice burn in your thighs, you haven't worked hard enough. So when you're training throughout the week, work harder. Go through all of these techniques. Next week, I'm going to start putting swords into the mix. So we'll be using the sword, probably doing a bit of footwork with the sword. Depends how much we get through. If not, definitely the week after. Stay safe. I'll say goodbye to my Facebook friends first of all, and I'll chat to my Zoom friends in a moment. So thank you very much. Please share, please tell people to come back next week. This stays on my Fight Right Facebook page, so if anyone wants to go back to week 1 and look at everything we've done, you can do. And soon there's going to be technique classes on the YouTube channel as well. So keep looking out on the Fight Right page on Facebook, and I'll let you know when the YouTube channel is up and running with techniques to practice. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all again next week.